cycle. I'm not talking about the regular cycle that you hear out there of, hey, you've got the love bombing, you've got the intermittent reinforcement, you've got the highs and the lows, the good and the bad, the devaluation, the discard, the hoover, recycle, all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. You can learn that anywhere. What I want to talk to you about is what's actually going on in the mind of a narcissist when he's going through the same cycle that happens every time he gets triggered, every time life goes to hell, and every time it comes back and it feels normal for a period of time. That's what we're going to talk about today. So inside of this, let's break it down really quick. There is a moment that happens inside your relationship with the toxic guy in your life. It might be a place where you call him out, where you catch him in a cheating, where you catch him in something in a lie that he did, whatever it might be. There is a triggering moment that happens that starts this cycle. Now, what's happening in his mind is the first thing that activates is guilt. Guilt is just simply, hey, I did something bad. Now, narcissists have guilt. They just minimize it, put it down, compartmentalize it as quick as possible because we don't want to feel it. We're like, let's shove it to the side so we don't have to deal with it and admit the next piece, which is then feeling shame. Narcissists first feel guilt, then it quickly goes to shame. Guilt of, I did something bad, and then shame of, oh, that means I am bad. Now, this is a problem because the shame goes directly against the narcissist mask. I'm a good person. Why don't you believe me? Like, I'm a good guy. What's wrong? Like, all this kind of stuff that he's built over a period of time. Once that starts hitting him, then he's got to figure out, what do I do with this? Now I feel bad about it. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to have shame. What do I do with it? I know. Let me shove it onto you. And he starts to blame you. He starts to project, to put it on you, to be like, it's your fault. And you start looking at me like, it's not my fault. And he's like, okay, fine, it's not your fault. It's our fault. He drops the Y and he ends up saying our, but the same thing happens where he's trying to blame you for his problems, blame you for his dysfunction. When that doesn't work, when you either don't accept it or you accept it and he still doesn't feel better about himself, then it goes to rage. So a narcissist has this triggering moment. It's like, hey, I feel guilt. Don't want to deal with that. That shows shame. Don't want to acknowledge that. Don't want to deal with that. So I have to blame it on someone else. That doesn't always work. Then I have to rage. When that all is coming to fruition, typically what's happening is a separation between you and him where he has to feel like he's in control and you're submissive to him. He's in control. You're the stupid one. You're the naive one. He's the one that has power and control. This produces a split, produces a dynamic between the two of you. Maybe this is distance. Maybe this is space. Maybe this is emotionally, whatever it might be. And that's where he finds himself alone. Maybe this is a piece where you've just shriveled up. Maybe the piece where you've shrank. Maybe the piece where you've left. That's where he finds himself alone, which is like the pit of despair and discouragement of like, wait a second, if I'm left here without anyone else in my life to make me feel better, the only person I can blame is myself. That pit is running across the river of shame and he doesn't want to deal with himself, so he's going to run away from it as fast as possible. He's going to do this in 3 different ways to try to get back into normal life with you. One of the aspects is just going to love bomb. He's going to try to be able to bring gifts to you to try to be able to appease and kind of smooth over anything that just happened. The thing that you called him out, the thing that you caught him with, be like, let me try to give you gifts, time, attention, money, space, whatever it might be, so that I get back into your world and it feels normal. Maybe it's not just love bombing. Maybe it's the piece of future faking. He's going to try to be able to say, hey, I'm going to get better. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to take anger management classes. He's going to tell you a lot of things that are going to happen, but he never actually puts any feet to the truth. He never actually does anything different. Then he also might just use simply gaslighting. If all that doesn't work, he's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. That didn't even happen. What are you talking about? That wasn't real. You didn't see those text messages. Like, that was from someone else. That was a joke. That was my work wife. All these different things he's going to try to do to trigger you to say, oh, that wasn't actually real. So he's going to try to change your reality by gaslighting, by love bombing, by future faking. And the goal with this is so he gets out of the pit, out of the place where he feels so bad, and gets back to where life feels normal. The problem is life isn't normal because you're still in a toxic, manipulative relationship. But he feels like it's normal because in that moment, he's no longer getting called out. He's no longer getting told that he's doing something wrong. He's no longer getting accountable, responsible. So he's like, everything's good, everything's normal because I'm not getting attacked today. This is the narcissist cycle that happens. And once you know it, once you see it, you will see this inside of all of your arguments. You will see this inside of all the frustrations. You will see this inside of every conversation you have with him, where he's going to keep going through this cycle over and over and over again. The hard part is, even though he's going through the same cycle, you have the same cycle in your life. It's different because part of the cycle is you leaving and then you coming back. You telling yourself you're going to be done, but then you keep coming back. You telling yourself that you're confident, but you can stay stuck. Telling yourself that you can produce and you can move forward inside the workplace, but you're still trapped at home. That's where you also develop a trauma bond, almost like Stockholm Syndrome, where you can't seem to get this guy out of your mind, out of your life, and you keep staying stuck long term. All this and more is what I'm going to be talking about inside of my Reclaim workshop, which is happening July 12th in Orlando, Florida, or virtual anywhere around the globe. This is happening at rawmotivations.com/reclaim. The goal inside of this is having you understand the inner workings and the inside perspective of what's happening in the narcissist so that you can adjust how you're showing up so you stop playing his game. He wants you to play his game. He wants you to engage. He wants you to go back and forth. He wants you to get triggered and respond in a toxic way so that he feels like he's better than you and you feel less than and confused. The goal inside of what I do is to bring you to a place of clarity and a place of freedom, which means we have to unwire some of the process that he's put into you. He's already rewrote your history. We have to rewire that back to truth, back to reality. A narcissist rewrites history, gaslights. Rewriting history is simply taking something that is true and switching it to something that's false. We have to help you rewire the thought process, which is going back in and helping you see, hey, what you're believing about him is false. We have to get it switched back to true. Because if we don't get you up to date with the facts, the honest situation of what's happening, you'll continue to lie to yourself. You'll continue to gaslight yourself into believing that it's not that big of a deal, that it shouldn't really be that big of a deal. It doesn't have to separate. You can figure this out. You can power through. But the reality is you've been in this relationship for such a long period of time, and it still has you currently stuck. It still has you currently in this cycle over and over and over again. If you're a woman that's tired of being stuck in this cycle and you want freedom from it, then this message is for you. Go to rawmotivations.com/reclaim to join and sign up for our July 12th in-person event in Orlando, Florida, or virtual anywhere in the globe to learn the pieces of how to break the trauma bond once and for all, to have support in a trauma-informed environment so you can actually be free. The goal inside of everything I do is to help liberate you from the toxicity, liberate you from the mental chaos that's happening over and over and over again. And if that's you here and now, this message is for you. Reach out. You can go to rawmotivations.com/reclaim. You can see a quick video about what I'm going to do, how we're going to talk through it, what we're going to work through, because the goal inside of this is we break you free from the trauma bond permanently. We give you the tools to deal with the triggers, and we help you actually stand in a place where you are confident. Whether you're with or whether you're without the narcissist, the goal is to have you fully heal. So he no longer takes space in your mind. He no longer takes time out of your life. He no longer distracts you, but instead you're able to live in confidence and you're able to live in freedom of who you're called to be. If I can help with that, go to rawmotivations.com/reclaim. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. We'll see y'all next time.